This is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. My right leg is visibly more swollen than the left. The right knee is visibly more distressed than the left. Discoloration. And there's more discoloration in my right ankle and foot. The large toe on my right foot was almost lost. 2 years ago, I was in the hospital and I couldn't walk because of an accident. My left knee was not working. It was distressed, and I couldn't walk. At the same time, my right toe was infected. You can see the discoloration from here up. And those 7 weeks I was in the hospital that I couldn't walk, they put me on 2 different kinds of antibiotics to save that toe. Actually, I owe Zane Barnudi for the fact that I still have this toe. Being diabetic is very scary. And it's not a matter of if things will go wrong, it's when things will go wrong. I mean, unless I die from something else first, I know that I'll lose that toe eventually. And I know that I'll lose this leg eventually. And every single solitary day, these legs, these ankles, these feet, these knees give me pain. Straight up excruciating pain. I just feel fortunate that Dr. Barnudi saved my toe. And I feel fortunate that I still have all of my limbs and nothing's been removed. I don't know what's up with that second toe. I don't have really control over my second toe. That's kind of weird. But my feet feel like lead. My muscles are burning. My bones are aching. I also have osteoporosis and arthritis. I have diabetic nerve pain and neuropathy. I could have an ingrown toenail right now and not feel it. And that's the ironic thing. I get my sugar under control, things start going good, and the neuropathy gets better. I mean, the nerve damage is done permanently, but on a daily basis, I can get more feeling in my limbs, but not total. So when my blood sugar is under control for a while and things are better, I feel more pain. I feel different pain. It changes. And the diabetic nerve pain, I'm not having any right now. But the last time I had diabetic nerve pain, instead of a little pinprick needle, it felt like an IV gauge size prick. And it can happen anywhere, at any time. I actually had some in my buttocks last week, just out of nowhere. And it's very difficult to know from day to day what I can do and what I can't do. Some days I do better than others. I'm about to graduate from physical therapy. I don't have to graduate myself from physical therapy, but I can't really afford the gasoline and the parking garage fees and the extra food I have to buy because I'm driving over there instead of staying home and being able to do things, make my own food at home. So, it costs probably anywhere from $20 to $30 every time we go to rehabilitation. And I can't continue to afford that. And so I'm going to have to suck it up and start doing my own exercises at home on a regular basis. I don't know why, if I go to a physical therapy office and do the exercises there, I justify the loss of time and energy. That's another thing people don't understand about disabled people. I have had to choose for over 3 years now on a daily basis whether I go to the grocery store, whether I cook, or whether I clean the kitchen. I actually haven't been cleaning my kitchen. My brother's been doing it. But I can't do all three in the same day. I mean, you can manage it. But once I do one of those things, I'm wiped out. So when you go to physical therapy, you're wiped out and you feel bad the next day until you start to improve. But with chronic pain, you still have the pain. But I only have so much energy. So if I take energy out to do something for my mom, I am then I don't have the energy to do anything left to do for anything for myself or my adult child with autism. And all of this while I'm in pain. If you've got somebody standing behind your counter, if you're a cashier, they might be fresh off a cane or fresh off a walker, and they're struggling just to stand there, or they're in excruciating pain, and you're like, what's wrong with that person that they're so impatient? They're standing there in pain. And that one little extra phone call you decide to answer before you help them, they're screaming inside because they're in pain. You just don't know what people are going through. And I don't mean that like how much stress they have on them. I mean that because they could be standing there having enough pain that they need morphine, that others would be screaming for morphine, but they have adapted to living with that much level of pain, but there's only so much they can take because they're in pain. They're a week away or a month away from losing a toe or a foot or one little incident, even a cold. If this is infected, which I've had 2 doctors tell me it's not infected. I've requested antibiotics and they said no. Well, this is arthritic inflammation. And then the rheumatologist says, oh, you don't have arthritis, you have fibromyalgia. I had 2 different doctors telling me 2 different things. But now that I have the documentation of the inflammatic arthritis, we're going back to the rheumatologist. We're having that discussion again. And, things will get figured out because I can't afford. See, I don't know what I did to my heel there. I bruised my heel. The bottom of my feet are continuously blistered from just walking. And any of those blisters break, I could get infection. You can lose a toe, foot, an ankle, a leg. Diabetes is horrible. And this is not the only thing that it does to you. But a lot of people lose their legs. I graduated from a community college with a friend. Her name was Barbara. I went to see Barbara 20 years ago. She'd got a dispatch job near where we went to college, well, within an hour. And she has 2 kids. They're grown up and have their own babies now. But she tried to commit suicide. She was diabetic. She's about the same place I am now. But I'll never commit suicide, no matter how much pain I'm in. Because I trust in God. I have a purpose in this life. I take care of people in my family. And I'll never, ever give up. But I saved her. I called the police. I got her help. But then I went to see her later. She'd moved to Florida. And she'd lost a finger. And she lost a toe. And then she lost 2 toes on the other foot. And then she lost an ankle. And they were taking body parts off of her. On occasion. That terrified me. And it still does. This is a daily struggle. Keeping your blood sugars under control. And when you're under a high level of stress, you want to eat that comfort food. And then you do. And then you pay for it in the bathroom. I know that's gross. But you also pay for it with pain. There's a reason my little pinpricks that felt like little tiny needles going into me here and there with a diabetic nerve pain went from just a little pinprick to, like somebody was gouging me with a IV needle. And I guess that circumference can get bigger. I don't know yet. I hope not to know. But just remember, this is the level of pain. If you could imagine from what I've said, I have every single solitary second. And it's not like my upper body is free of pain either. But this lower body, leg, foot, ankle, knee pain, well, the knee pain's not continuous every day, but most days. This is every single solitary day. I walk in my kitchen that has tile in it. I also have osteoporosis, and my leg feels like breaking right here. This leg does it occasionally, but almost always I get Prilosec injections, and I've had a bad parathyroid removed this year to help with all of this. But this is ongoing. And if I ever get prickly with you, just remember, I'm in excruciating pain all the time. I hesitated in making this video because, talk about a share. I'm not certain every day of my life how much longer I'm going to live. From this and several other things going on with me. And it's psychologically difficult. If I didn't have God, if I didn't have the purpose of having the people in my family that also are disabled, I don't know that I would carry on. but God has this. And, even if I lose both legs, I will carry on. I don't want to lose both legs. I don't want to lose one leg. I don't want to lose my big toe. I like my big toe. Big toe, I love you. But if I have to go there, if I have to do that, I can live with that because of my faith in Jesus Christ and my family. So if any of the rest of you out there have issues like this and want to share in the comments, or if you want me to pray for you, because believe me, I understand what you're going through, and I will pray for you. Have a wonderful and blessed day, everyone.